All right, so the example I'm going to show is writing a code for visualization. So I sometimes teach a class on transformers, which is a technology behind models like ChatGPT. And when you give a sentence to ChatGPT, it has to understand the relationship between the words and so on. So it's a sequence of words and you just have to model that. And transformers utilize what's called a self-attention to model that. So I always thought, okay, if I can visualize this self-attention mechanism and with some interactive components to it, it will be really great. I just don't have the skills to do that, so let's ask our new model, O1 Preview, to help me out on that. So I just typed in this command and see how the model does. So unlike the previous models like GPT-4o, it will think before outputting an answer. So it started thinking. As it's thinking, let me show you what are some of these requirements. I'm giving a bunch of requirements to think through. So first one is like, use an example sentence, the quick brown fox. And second one is like, when hovering over a token, visualize the edges whose thicknesses are proportional to the attention score. And that means just if the two words are more relevant, then have a thicker edges and so on. So the one common failure in most of the existing models is that when you give a lot of the instructions to follow, it can miss one of them. Just like humans can miss one of them if you give too many of them at once. So because this reasoning model can think very slowly and carefully, it can go through each requirement in depth, and that reduces the chance of missing the instruction. So this output code, let me copy paste this into a terminal. So I'm going to use the editor of 2024, so Vim HTML. So I'm just going to paste this thing into that and just save it out. And on the browser, I'll just try to open this up, and you can see that when I hover over this thing, it shows the arrows, and then quick and brown and so on. And when I hover out of it, it goes away. So that's a correctly rendered version of it. Now when I click on it, it shows the attention scores as just as I asked for. And maybe there's a little bit of rendering, like it's overlapping, but other than that, it's actually much better than what I could have done. Yeah, so this model did really nicely. I think this can be a really useful tool for me to come up with a bunch of different visualization tools for my new teaching sessions.